In the quiet town of Cedarville, 14-year-old Malik lived with his mother, Rosa, in a small, weathered house near the edge of town. Life had never been easy for them. Rosa worked long hours at a local diner, and Malik often helped with chores, carrying groceries, running errands, and doing what he could to support his mother. Though money was tight, their home was filled with laughter, warmth, and the quiet bond of a mother and son who loved each other deeply. Malik had a kind heart. He often helped neighbors, elderly people, and anyone who needed a hand. He knew the town judged him for being poor and for the color of his skin. Some children mocked his worn-out shoes or tattered clothes, and a few adults treated him as if he was invisible. But Malik never let these things weigh him down. In his heart, he believed that kindness, courage, and honesty mattered far more than appearances. One bright summer afternoon, Malik was walking home from the corner store with a small bag of bread and a bottle of water. The sun blazed overhead and the streets shimmered in the heat. He hummed softly to himself as he walked, enjoying the warmth and the gentle breeze. Suddenly, a loud crash and a series of smaller explosions shattered the calm. Malik froze. Smoke and flames rose from the main road, twisting and curling into the sky. A crowd began to gather, people shouting and pointing. Something terrible had happened. Without a second thought, Malik ran toward the noise. His heart pounded in his chest. He could see a car fully engulfed in flames. The driver was trapped inside, struggling to open the doors, his face streaked with sweat and fear. People around the car were screaming, but no one dared to get close. Malik's mind raced, but he felt a calm determination inside him. He could not stand by. He pushed through the crowd and reached the car. Smoke stung his eyes and the heat from the fire burned his arms, but Malik ignored the pain. He grabbed the car door and pulled with all his strength. It was stuck and the metal groaned and warped in the heat. The man inside cried out, panic in his voice. "Help me! Please, I can't get out!" The man shouted. Malik did not hesitate. He wrapped his arms around the man and tried again. His small hands and young strength seemed almost nothing against the metal, but Malik refused to give up. He remembered every time he had helped someone, every small act of courage or kindness, and it gave him strength. Finally, with a tremendous push, the door swung open. Malik grabbed the man and pulled him out of the burning car. The man coughed violently, his eyes wide with fear and relief. Malik carried him several steps away from the fire until he was at a safe distance. Behind them, the car erupted in a loud explosion, sending a wave of heat and smoke toward them. Malik did not look back. The crowd erupted in applause. Some people were crying, some cheering, but Malik felt a strange calm. He was breathing heavily, his body trembling from the effort, but he had saved a life. The man, finally able to sit on the curb, gasped for air. He looked at Malik with tearful eyes. "Thank you. Thank you so much," he said, his voice shaking. You saved my life." Malik smiled, brushing soot from his clothes. "I'm glad you're safe," he said quietly. People in the crowd began taking pictures and calling for emergency services. Firefighters arrived quickly and the flames were soon under control. Despite the cheers, Malik felt slightly overwhelmed. He had never sought attention or praise for helping others. He had only acted because it was the right thing to do. Later that evening, Malik returned home exhausted. Rosa, noticing the smell of smoke and the soot on his shirt, ran to meet him at the door. Her face was filled with worry. "Malik, are you hurt? What happened?" she asked, holding him tightly. "I'm okay, Mama," Malik said, smiling tiredly. I saved a man today." Rosa's eyes filled with tears of pride. "Malik, my son, you are brave. You have a heart full of courage. I am so proud of you." Malik went to bed that night feeling a mixture of exhaustion and quiet pride. He did not realize that his actions had begun a chain of events that would change his life forever. The next morning, the story of Malik's bravery had spread across Cedarville. The newspaper showed his picture, hands covered in soot, face streaked with smoke, eyes wide with determination. His classmates whispered and stared. Teachers offered words of praise. Even children who sometimes mocked him looked at him with newfound respect. Malik was not used to attention, and the change in people's behavior made him feel slightly nervous. During lunch at school, a sleek black car pulled up outside. A man in a well-tailored suit stepped out, his expression kind but serious. Malik recognized him immediately. It was Mr. Thompson, a wealthy businessman who owned several companies in the city. "Malik, may I speak with you for a moment?" Mr. Thompson asked politely. Malik nodded, following him to a quieter corner. "I want to thank you personally," Mr. Thompson said. "You saved my life yesterday. That act of courage deserves more than words can express. I want to help you and your family, Malik. You have shown qualities that are rare and precious." Malik shook his head, almost in disbelief. I just did what I thought was right," he said softly. "That is exactly why you are remarkable," Mr. Thompson replied. "I want to offer you a scholarship to one of the best schools in the city. It will give you opportunities that you deserve, but might never have had. I also want to assist your mother with better work opportunities if she wishes." Malik's heart raced. He had never imagined anything like this. His family had struggled to make ends meet, and now suddenly, hope had arrived in a way he had never dreamed possible. "Thank you." "Sir?" Malik whispered, almost unable to speak. "I will do my best." "You already have," Mr. Thompson said kindly. "Keep your heart strong and your courage alive. That is what matters most." Walking home that afternoon, Malik felt a strange mix of excitement and nervousness. He was still the same boy, the same Malik who helped neighbors and carried groceries for his mother. But the world around him had begun to change. People's attitudes, opportunities, and possibilities were opening in ways he had never imagined. That evening, Malik shared the news with his mother. Rosa cried tears of joy and hugged her son tightly. "Malik, you are my hero. Your courage has opened doors that we never thought possible. I am so proud of you." Malik lay in bed that night thinking of the car, the flames, and the man he had saved. He realized something important. Bravery and kindness were never wasted. Even the smallest acts of courage could change lives. And perhaps, just perhaps, his own life was about to change forever. As he drifted off to sleep, Malik felt a spark of hope in his heart. He did not know what challenges awaited him, or how his life would unfold. But one thing was certain. His courage and his good heart had already set him on a new path. The boy from Cedarville, once overlooked and underestimated, had taken the first step into a future filled with possibilities. And deep down, Malik knew this was only the beginning of an incredible journey. The morning after meeting Mr. Thompson, Malik woke up feeling a strange mix of excitement and nervousness. Today was the first day he would visit the city school he had been offered a scholarship to attend. Rosa packed him a small lunch, her hands trembling slightly as she tied the straps of his backpack. "Malik," she said softly, "remember, no matter where you go, always be yourself. Your courage and kindness brought you here. Let that guide you every day." Malik nodded, feeling the weight of his mother's words. He kissed her cheek and stepped outside. The streets of Cedarville looked familiar, yet he could feel a change in himself. The boy who had once walked quietly, unnoticed, was now about to step into a new world. A sleek black car waited at the curb, and Mr. Thompson was inside, smiling warmly. Malik climbed in and the car glided smoothly toward the city. Along the way, Malik stared out the window, watching the buildings grow taller, the streets busier, and the people more hurried. It was a world very different from Cedarville, and he felt both nervous and excited. When they arrived at the school, Malik's eyes widened. The campus was large, with clean buildings, wide green lawns, and students hurrying to their classes. Teachers and staff walked around, greeting students politely. Everything seemed so new, so big, and so different from his small-town life. "Don't worry, Malik," Mr. Thompson said, noticing his nervousness. "Everyone here is smart and talented, but they will respect someone with courage and a good heart. Just be yourself and you will do fine." Malik took a deep breath and stepped out of the car. The first students he saw looked at him curiously. Some whispered among themselves, but most returned to their routines. Malik felt a little shy. He had never been around so many students who wore expensive clothes and carried the latest gadgets. His old shoes and simple backpack made him feel out of place. A friendly teacher named Ms. Clara approached him with a warm smile. "You must be Malik," she said. "Welcome. We are very proud of your courage. Let me show you around." Malik followed her through the hallways, trying to take in every detail. Classrooms were filled with computers, books, and bright displays. Students were discussing projects, laughing, and sharing ideas. It was different from Cedarville's small school, where resources were limited. "Here is the library," Ms. Clara said, "and over there is the science lab. You will have access to everything you need to learn and grow." Malik felt a mix of awe and nervousness. He had always loved learning, but the resources at his old school were few. Now everything seemed possible. The first class of the day was English. Malik sat quietly, listening to the teacher introduce a writing project. He felt his heart race, worried that he might not be able to keep up. But when he wrote a few sentences on his notebook, he realized that his thoughts flowed freely. He could express himself clearly, and the teacher noticed. "Very good, Malik," the teacher said. "You have a natural way of telling stories. Keep it up." Malik smiled, feeling a small spark of confidence. Perhaps he could succeed here. During the break, Malik walked through the courtyard, trying to find a place to sit. Some students stared, but most were polite. A girl named Anna, who had been watching him quietly, approached with a friendly smile. "Hi, I'm Anna," she said. "I heard about what you did. That was amazing. You're really brave." Malik felt a little shy but smiled. "Thank you. I didn't do it for praise, I just wanted to help." Anna nodded. "Still, it's incredible. Do you want to join our study group later? We work on projects together and help each other." Malik hesitated. He had never been part of a study group before, but he wanted to try. "Sure, I'd like that." The rest of the day passed quickly. Malik met other students, attended classes, and began to realize that he could keep up with the lessons. He worked hard, asking questions when he didn't understand, and soon the teachers and classmates began to notice his determination. After school, Mr. Thompson returned to drive Malik home. On the way, he spoke kindly, offering advice and encouragement. "Malik, you must remember that courage and kindness are your greatest strengths. Many people will judge you, but those who matter will see your heart. Work hard, stay true to yourself, and doors will open for you." Malik nodded thoughtfully. "I will try my best, sir. I want to make my mother proud and make sure I don't waste this opportunity." When Malik reached home, Rosa was waiting with a warm smile. "So how was your first day?" she asked. Malik sat down and told her everything. The large classrooms, the friendly teacher, the study group, and how different everything felt from Cedarville. Rosa listened with pride. "Malik, I am so proud of you. You are strong, kind, and brave. This is just the beginning. Keep your heart and mind open, and you will go far." That evening, Malik spent hours on his homework. For the first time, he had access to books, computers, and resources he had never seen before. He felt motivated and inspired. Every question he answered, every page he read, felt like a step toward a better future. A few days later, Malik's story began to reach beyond his school. Local newspapers and social media shared news of the boy from Cedarville who saved a man from a burning car. People in Cedarville now looked at him differently. Some offered congratulations. Others smiled when they saw him, showing respect and admiration. Malik felt proud but humble. He did not seek recognition, but he understood that his actions had touched many lives. At school, Malik faced a few challenges. Some students were curious about his background and asked questions that sometimes felt uncomfortable. They wondered why he had come from a small town and why he wore simple clothes. Malik answered politely, explaining that he loved his home and his mother and that he wanted to learn and grow. Slowly, the students began to respect him not for his background, but for his determination, kindness, and courage. Malik also discovered that helping others could take many forms. In class, he assisted classmates who struggled with lessons. During lunch breaks, he shared advice and encouragement with friends. His good heart and bravery from the fire had earned him new respect. But it was his ongoing kindness that helped him form real friendships. One afternoon, Malik received an unexpected invitation from Mr. Thompson. The businessman wanted to meet him and discuss a special project. Malik arrived at Mr. Thompson's office, nervous but excited. Mr. Thompson smiled warmly. "Malik," he said, "I want you to know that your bravery and good heart are not unnoticed. I also see your determination and intelligence. I would like you to participate in a community program that helps other children learn and grow. You will be a mentor, a role model, and a guide for younger students who need inspiration." Malik's eyes widened. "Me, but I'm just a student. I don't know if I can—" "You can, Malik," Mr. Thompson interrupted gently. "You have already shown courage, kindness, and intelligence. These qualities are rare. Other children will look up to you and learn from your example. You will make a difference." Malik felt a surge of hope and excitement. He had always wanted to help others, and now he had a chance to make an even bigger impact. He agreed immediately, feeling proud and ready for this new challenge. That night, Malik told Rosa about the program. Her eyes filled with tears. Malik, you are my son, and I am proud of you. Your heart is strong, and your courage will take you far. Keep helping others, and you will inspire many. Malik went to bed that night thinking about the people he could help, the students he could teach, and the future that awaited him. For the first time, he felt that his life was full of possibilities.
He had been brave. He had helped a stranger, and now doors were opening to a world he had never imagined. Malik understood something important. Courage and kindness were not one-time actions.
They were a way of life, and as he closed his eyes, he promised himself that he would continue to act with bravery, help others whenever he could, and never let fear or doubt stop him. The boy from Cedarville, once overlooked and underestimated, was now stepping into a larger world. His journey had begun, and every step would shape the life he was destined to live. And deep inside, Malik knew that the courage he had shown once would guide him through the challenges, friendships, and opportunities that awaited him. Malik's days at the new city school had begun to settle into a rhythm, but each day brought its own challenges and surprises. He woke early every morning, careful not to disturb his mother as she prepared for work. Rosa had started a new job at a local office thanks to Mr. Thompson's help. She was happier now, less tired, and more confident. Seeing his mother smile made Malik feel proud, and it reminded him of why he wanted to succeed. The first weeks at school were exciting, but also intimidating. Malik had never been in such a large school before, and the students around him seemed so confident and polished. At first he felt out of place. Some students whispered about his old clothes, and a few looked down on him because of his background. But Malik remembered Mr. Thompson's words. Courage and kindness were his greatest strengths. He took a deep breath, held his head high, and faced each day with determination. Malik's teachers noticed him quickly. They admired his focus, willingness to learn, and the way he helped others. Ms. Clara, his English teacher, often praised him for his creative ideas during class discussions. Malik loved writing and storytelling, and now he had the resources and encouragement to improve. He poured his thoughts onto paper, writing stories about courage, friendship, and hope. One afternoon, Malik joined the study group Anna had invited him to. The group included several students who were already friends, but they welcomed Malik warmly. They shared books, solved problems together, and discussed new ideas. Malik realized that learning with friends made difficult subjects easier and more enjoyable. Slowly, he began to form connections, not because of his fame from the heroic act, but because of his intelligence, humility, and kind nature. Despite his growing confidence, some challenges remained. One student, Daniel, seemed determined to test Malik. Daniel came from a wealthy family and often made jokes about Malik's background, hoping to make him feel inferior. Malik ignored most of Daniel's remarks at first, but one day, during a group science project, Daniel intentionally dismissed Malik's suggestions. "Are you sure about that? I think your idea is too simple," Daniel said with a smirk. Malik felt a pang of doubt but remembered Mr. Thompson's advice. Courage did not mean never feeling fear. It meant acting despite it. He took a deep breath and calmly explained his idea, showing the reasoning behind it. To everyone's surprise, his suggestion was exactly what the project needed. The experiment worked perfectly and the group succeeded. Daniel's face fell, and Malik realized something important. Sometimes courage meant standing up for your ideas, even when others doubted you. He learned that confidence came from preparation, knowledge, and the willingness to try. After the project, Anna and other group members praised Malik. "You were amazing," Anna said. "You never gave up, and you showed everyone how smart and brave you are." Malik smiled, feeling proud but also humble. He knew that helping others and working together was just as important as his own success. One weekend, Mr. Thompson invited Malik to visit his company headquarters. Malik was nervous and excited as he entered the large building filled with offices, conference rooms, and people working on computers. Mr. Thompson gave Malik a tour, explaining how the company helped communities, created jobs, and supported education programs. Malik listened carefully, fascinated by the way one person's vision could make a difference for so many. At the end of the tour, Mr. Thompson spoke privately with Malik. "I see something special in you, Malik. You have already shown courage, kindness, and intelligence, I want to involve you in a program we are starting for children who need guidance and encouragement. You will mentor younger students, help them with schoolwork, and inspire them to be brave and kind. This is a chance to use your heart and mind to make a real difference. Malik's eyes widened. Me? But I'm still learning myself. What if I make mistakes? Mr. Thompson smiled. It's okay to make mistakes. Courage is not about being perfect. It's about trying, helping, and showing others what is possible. You already saved a life once. Now you can save hope and confidence for others. Malik felt a surge of excitement. This was an opportunity to give back, to help others just like he had always wanted. He agreed immediately, ready to face new challenges and responsibilities. The next week, Malik began visiting local schools and community centers to mentor younger students. He shared his story not to boast but to show them that courage and kindness mattered. He helped students with reading, writing, and science projects. Some were shy or uncertain, and Malik's gentle encouragement helped them gain confidence. Slowly, he became a role model for many children who looked up to him, inspired by his actions and words. One day, Malik met a boy named Jamal, who reminded him of himself at that age. Jamal was shy, quiet, and often left out of group activities. Malik spent time with him, showing him how to participate and encouraging him to share his ideas. Over time, Jamal began to smile more, speak up in class, and feel proud of his achievements. Malik realized that helping Jamal grow gave him the same joy and pride he felt after saving Mr. Thompson. Courage and kindness were multiplying, spreading from one person to another. Back at school, Malik's life was full of learning, friendship, and inspiration. Anna and the study group continued to support him, and even Daniel began to respect Malik, seeing his determination and intelligence. Malik understood that respect was earned through action, not words, and he continued to act with honesty, integrity, and courage. Despite all these successes, Malik never forgot his roots. He returned home each evening to Rosa, helping her with chores and listening to her stories. They shared meals, laughter, and hopes for the future. Malik knew that no matter how far he went, his heart belonged to Cedarville and to the lessons he had learned there. Lessons of resilience, humility, and love. One evening, after a long day of mentoring and schoolwork, Malik sat with Rosa on their small porch. The sun had set, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink. "Malik," Rosa said softly, "look at how far you've come. You've helped so many people, and yet you stay humble. That is what makes you truly special." Malik smiled, feeling a quiet pride. "Mama, I've learned that courage is not just about saving someone from danger. It's also about helping others every day, inspiring them and showing them they can be strong too." Rosa nodded. "Exactly. And you, my son, are showing the world what it means to be brave and kind." Malik knew that challenges would continue. There would be days when he felt uncertain or tired, when students or situations tested his patience and courage. But he also knew that his heart and determination would guide him. Courage was not a single act. It was a way of life, and kindness, he realized, could change more than one life at a time. As Malik prepared for bed that night, he thought about the journey ahead. He was no longer just the boy from Cedarville who saved a man from a burning car. He was now a student, a mentor, a friend, and a role model. Every day brought new opportunities to learn, grow, and inspire others. And deep inside, Malik felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever. He knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would face them with courage, kindness, and a heart full of hope. The boy from Cedarville had already begun to change the world around him, one small act of bravery and compassion at a time, and the journey was only just beginning. Malik had settled into a new routine at school and with his mentoring program, but life had a way of presenting challenges even to the bravest hearts. One crisp autumn morning, Malik received news that shook him. The community center where he had been helping younger students was going to close temporarily for renovations. Many of the children he mentored, including Jamal, would not have a safe place to study or receive guidance. Malik felt a knot in his stomach. He understood that his actions could make a real difference, but this situation reminded him that helping others was never easy. Malik knew he had to act quickly. He spent the next few days brainstorming with his friends in the study group. Anna suggested speaking with school authorities, while another student, Ravi, proposed reaching out to local businesses for support. Malik listened to each idea carefully, weighing the options. He wanted to find a solution that would keep the children safe, inspired, and learning. After careful planning, Malik and his friends decided to organize a community project. They would raise funds, collect supplies, and temporarily transform a small community hall into a study and mentoring center. Malik explained the plan to Jamal and the other children, who looked at him with wide, hopeful eyes. "Malik, do you really think we can do it?" Jamal asked, his voice trembling with excitement. "Yes," Malik said confidently. "We can do this together. Courage and teamwork will help us. And we are not alone. Many people will help if we ask." Malik and his friends began reaching out to teachers, parents, and community members. They distributed flyers, spoke at school assemblies, and even created a small social media campaign. Slowly, the town responded. Donations of books, desks, chairs, and stationery began arriving. Some local businesses offered to help with transportation and meals for the children. Malik was amazed at how people came together when someone took the first step. Every evening, Malik worked with the children, helping them with lessons, reading stories, and encouraging them to share their ideas. Jamal, who had once been shy and reserved, now raised his hand confidently, solving problems and helping his friends. Malik's heart swelled with pride. This was exactly what he had hoped to achieve, not just teaching but inspiring others to believe in themselves. One day, while Malik was organizing books in the new temporary center, he noticed a small group of children who seemed withdrawn. They were hesitant to join the others and kept to themselves. Malik approached them gently. "Hi, I'm Malik," he said kindly. "Would you like to join us? We're reading a story and doing some fun exercises." The children looked uncertain. Malik smiled. "It's okay if you are shy. Just try. You can start small." Slowly, the children joined the group. Malik paired them with friends who were patient and encouraging. By the end of the afternoon, the children were laughing, reading aloud, and participating in games. Malik realized that courage was not just about heroism in dangerous situations. It was also about patience, persistence, and helping others feel confident. Despite these successes, Malik faced challenges from people who did not understand his efforts. One day, a few older students questioned why Malik spent so much time helping younger children instead of focusing only on his own studies. They whispered that he was trying to show off or gain attention. Malik felt hurt, but he remembered Mr. Thompson's words, "True courage was not about recognition, it was about action." Malik calmly explained, "I help because it feels right. I want to inspire others, and learning together makes us all stronger. This is not about me. It is about all of us." Some students nodded while others remained skeptical. Over time, Malik's consistent actions spoke louder than words. People began to notice that his leadership, kindness, and courage were genuine. The children he mentored flourished, and the temporary center became a hub of hope, learning, and friendship. At school, Malik's studies continued to flourish as well. He worked hard, balancing his own learning with mentoring responsibilities. He discovered that teaching others reinforced his own knowledge. Explaining difficult concepts to younger students forced him to understand them deeply. His teachers noticed this growth and praised him for his dedication. One afternoon, Malik faced a personal challenge that tested his courage in a new way. During a science lab, Malik accidentally spilled a chemical, causing a small reaction that startled everyone. Smoke filled the room and students panicked. Malik immediately remembered safety procedures and quickly guided everyone to safety. He alerted the teacher and helped clean up the mess. After the incident, some students whispered, worried that Malik had caused a problem. But the teacher praised him for his calm response and quick thinking. Malik realized that courage was not only about big heroic acts, it was also about remaining calm, taking responsibility, and acting wisely under pressure. The experience taught Malik an important lesson. Mistakes happen, but how one responds to them can make all the difference. Courage, kindness, and intelligence were all connected. They helped a person navigate challenges, inspire others, and grow stronger with each experience. As the months passed, the mentoring program grew. More children joined, eager to learn and participate. Parents expressed gratitude for Malik's efforts. Some offered to volunteer, helping to organize activities, read stories, or tutor students. The temporary center became a place of community, hope, and learning, all because one boy had chosen to act with courage. One evening, Malik returned home to find Rosa waiting with a proud smile. "Malik, look at what you've accomplished," she said. "You've not only helped children, but you've inspired our entire community. You've made a difference in ways you cannot even imagine." Malik felt a warm glow of satisfaction. He had never sought recognition, but seeing the smiles of the children, the gratitude of parents, and the respect of his peers filled him with quiet joy. He understood that true courage and kindness were not about fame or reward. They were about making a real impact, no matter how small or large. As autumn turned to winter, Malik faced new challenges with confidence. He learned to balance school, mentoring, and personal life. He discovered the importance of patience, perseverance, and teamwork. Every challenge, whether big or small, taught him more about himself and the power of his actions. One snowy afternoon, Malik received a message from Mr. Thompson. The businessman invited him to speak at a small community event celebrating young heroes and role models. Malik was nervous. Public speaking was not easy for him, but he accepted the invitation, determined to share his message of courage and kindness. At the event, Malik stood before an audience of families, teachers, and children. He spoke about his journey, saving a life, facing challenges at school, mentoring younger students, and learning from mistakes. He emphasized that anyone, regardless of age or background, could make a difference if they acted with courage and kindness. The audience listened in silence, then erupted in applause. Malik felt a mixture of pride and humility. He realized that his journey had come full circle. What had begun as a single act of bravery had grown into a mission to inspire others and create positive change. That night, as Malik returned home, he thought about the many lessons he had learned. Courage was more than heroic acts. It was facing challenges, helping others, and believing in oneself. Kindness was more than giving help. It was inspiring hope, building confidence, and sharing strength. Malik understood that his actions could create ripples that extended far beyond what he could see. He went to bed that night feeling content and hopeful. The boy from Cedarville, who had once been overlooked and underestimated, had grown into a young leader, mentor, and inspiration. And although challenges would continue, Malik knew that courage, kindness, and determination would guide him through every obstacle and opportunity. Malik had discovered that life was not just about what he could achieve for himself. It was about the impact he could have on the lives of others. And as he closed his eyes, he promised himself that he would continue to act with bravery, inspire hope, and lead with his heart. The boy who had once saved a man from a burning car was now shaping a future not just for himself, but for everyone around him. And deep inside, Malik knew that this journey of courage, kindness, and leadership was only beginning. Winter had settled over Cedarville and the city, covering streets and rooftops with a thin layer of snow. The air was crisp, and every breath felt fresh and sharp. Malik walked to school one morning, feeling a sense of calm determination. Over the past months, he had grown in ways he had never imagined. The boy who had once been quiet, shy, and overlooked was now known not only for his courage but also for his kindness and leadership. At school, Malik's friends greeted him warmly. Anna, Ravi, and others in the study group were already waiting for him at their usual spot. Today was special. It was the day of the city's annual Youth Inspiration event, where young role models would share their experiences and inspire the community. Malik had been invited to speak. As he prepared for the event, Malik felt a flutter of nervousness. Public speaking was still new to him, and standing in front of so many people made his heart race. But he remembered all the lessons he had learned. Courage was not the absence of fear, but acting despite it. He straightened his back, took a deep breath, and walked into the hall. The auditorium was packed with children, parents, teachers, and community leaders. The audience was eager to hear the young hero speak, and Malik could feel their eyes on him. For a moment, he thought of Cedarville, his small house, and his mother waiting for him at home. That memory gave him strength. When it was his turn, Malik stepped onto the stage. He looked around, then focused on the people who mattered most, the children who could learn from his story. "Hello, everyone," Malik began, his voice steady but warm. "My name is Malik. I want to share a story about courage, kindness, and hope. Last year, I saved a man from a burning car. That day changed my life, but it also taught me something very important. Courage is not only about dangerous moments. It is about helping others, standing up for what is right and believing in yourself. Kindness is not only about giving, it is about inspiring hope and helping others grow." The audience listened quietly. Malik continued, telling them about his new school, the mentoring program, and the children he had helped, including Jamal. He spoke honestly about his fears, the challenges he faced, and the moments when he doubted himself. He explained how teamwork, persistence, and patience had helped him overcome obstacles. "Anyone," Malik said, "no matter where you come from or what challenges you face, can make a difference. One small act of courage or kindness can grow into something much bigger. It can inspire hope, confidence, and change in the lives of others." The hall erupted in applause. Children cheered, parents smiled, and teachers nodded proudly. Malik felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He realized that his journey had not just been about what he could do for himself, but what he could give to others. After the event, Malik was approached by several young students who wanted to learn from him. They asked questions, shared their dreams, and sought advice. Malik listened patiently, answering every question with care. He encouraged them to be brave, to help others, and to never underestimate their own abilities. On the way home, Malik thought about how much his life had changed. A year ago, he had been an ordinary boy in Cedarville, helping his mother and quietly supporting his neighbors. Today, he was a mentor, a role model, and an inspiration to many. He had learned that courage and kindness were not one-time actions but a way of living, a way of influencing the world positively. When he reached home, Rosa greeted him with a warm hug. "Malik, I watched you speak today," she said, her eyes shining. "You were incredible. You have grown so much and you are inspiring others with your words and actions. I am proud of you every day." Malik smiled, feeling a quiet joy. "Mama, I learned something important. Courage and kindness can change lives not only for the person being helped but also for the one helping. I want to keep learning, keep helping, and keep inspiring others." Rosa nodded, tears of pride in her eyes. "And you will, my son. You already are." The next weeks brought more opportunities for Malik. He was invited to collaborate with Mr. Thompson on community projects, helping schools, libraries, and youth centers. Malik's mentoring program grew, reaching more children who needed guidance, support, and encouragement. Jamal, once shy and quiet, became a confident young leader in his own right, helping younger students and inspiring them to try their best. Malik also continued to excel academically. With the resources available at his school and his dedication to learning, he achieved high marks and developed new skills. He discovered that success was not just about intelligence but about discipline, focus, and the willingness to help others along the way. One afternoon, Malik received a surprise visit from the man he had saved, the man from the burning car. Mr. Thompson had introduced Malik to him, and now the man wanted to thank him again personally. "Malik," the man said, shaking his hand, "I will never forget what you did. You saved my life, and now I see that you are saving hope and confidence for so many others. Your courage and kindness are extraordinary. You inspire everyone you meet." Malik blushed, feeling a mix of pride and humility. "I only did what I thought was right," he said softly, "but I'm happy I could help." "That is what makes your story so powerful," the man replied. "You act with a good heart without expecting anything in return. That is true courage." That evening, Malik reflected on his journey. From saving a man in a burning car to mentoring children, excelling in school, and inspiring his community, he realized that life was full of challenges, opportunities, and lessons. Courage, kindness, and determination were the keys to navigating it all. He thought about Cedarville, his home, and his mother's unwavering support. He knew that his journey was not just about personal achievement, but about making a lasting difference in the lives of others. Every small act of bravery or kindness could grow into something greater. Malik also understood the importance of humility. Though he had been recognized by the community and even the city, he never sought attention or praise. He acted because it was right. He helped others because it brought hope and joy. And he realized that true success was measured not by awards or recognition, but by the positive impact one had on the world. Winter slowly gave way to spring, and Malik's life continued to flourish. His mentoring program became permanent, supported by the city and local organizations. Jamal and other students flourished under his guidance. Malik's own studies remained strong, and he formed lasting friendships built on respect, trust, and shared experiences. One sunny afternoon, Malik and Anna walked through the city park talking about the past year. "It's amazing how much has changed," Anna said. "You've helped so many people, Malik. I feel proud to know you." Malik smiled. "It has changed me too. I've learned that courage and kindness are stronger than fear or doubt, and the more you share them, the more they grow." Anna nodded thoughtfully. "You've inspired me as well. I want to do more, help more, and be brave like you." Malik felt a warm sense of satisfaction. He realized that the greatest reward was not recognition or awards, it was seeing others grow, learn, and become brave and kind themselves. That evening, Malik returned home to find Rosa preparing dinner. He hugged her tightly. "Mama, thank you for always believing in me," he said. "Everything I have done is because of your love, guidance, and support." Rosa smiled, tears in her eyes. "Malik, you have made me proud every day. You are my son, a boy with a heart full of courage and kindness. You are changing the world, one step at a time." Malik knew she was right. He had changed, grown, and inspired others. But he also knew that his journey was far from over. Life would continue to present challenges and opportunities, and he would face them with the same courage, kindness, and determination that had brought him this far. As night fell, Malik looked out the window at the quiet streets of Cedarville. He thought about the boy he had been, the man he had saved, the children he mentored, and the friends who had supported him. He understood that life's greatest achievements were not about wealth, fame, or power. They were about courage, kindness, and the positive impact one could have on others. The boy from Cedarville had grown into a young leader, a mentor, and an inspiration. His journey had begun with a single act of bravery, but it had grown into something much greater. Malik knew that the future held many more challenges, but he was ready. Courage and kindness would guide him, and every step he took could change lives. Malik closed his eyes that night with a sense of peace and hope. He knew that life was not just about what one could achieve alone, but about how one could lift others along the way. And in that quiet moment, the boy who had once saved a man from a burning car felt the certainty that his heart, courage, and kindness would continue to shape the world forever.